bitch Kardashian clown, not business casual, business clown. Yes? I like it. I'm not taking that as an insult. Don't care. I try not to insult myself at all. Hello again. I'm back trying to be more regular about streaming. Sometimes I like to jump on this category just to kind of warm up because it's been a while. I'm in a legal state. Smoke with me, you know? I plan on doing tarot tonight. And as I mentioned in my last tarot stream, I really want to use, well, I only have my pink deck and my sexual magic decks because I want to do some love readings. I feel like it was, we were doing a ton of them around Valentine's Day and during Venus in retrograde a few months ago, which was right before Valentine's Day, that I felt very burnt out on them and I put them down for a while, but I'm ready to pick them back up because we burnt the fuck out all the other decks last week, right? Either way. But before I get into the tarot, I came on because it's Gemini season. I feel like Geminis are notorious chatters, and I feel like I've just been I haven't really been chatty is the thing. My mind has had a lot of chatter. I don't think I've been so chatty as much as my mind has had a lot of chatter. And then I just randomly will. So I'm trying to channel some of that into this before I channel messages, you know? Because it does feel like there's a lot going on. There was this period, I want to say it was like the last couple weeks, and I'm noticing it kind of like drop off or fade away, where there was this moment where everyone that I spoke to, people who would reach out to me, people I'd reach out to, people I would see, you know, even socially or posting about what a rough time they're going through. I was seeing a lot of breakups, relapsing, changing homes, fighting in groups and whatnot. Like it was just a lot, and it seemed like everyone was struggling. I'm at my lowest. I don't know what to do anymore. Just a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, I thought Gemini season was gonna get us hyped up, but now that that's sort of like settling in, I do feel like the hype's coming back, and Cancer season is the fun part of summer, truly. Um, it's been a little chaotic. I'm not an astrologer, so I really can't tell you like what planets what, other than Earth. The crushing reality is that no matter how we feel, we still live here. Especially, it's so funny, something I've really been, I would almost say dwelling on lately is that if you're living in the US, right, you've been raised to be so grateful for these conditions that you live in because at a time it was a really great place to be. And I'm not saying it isn't now because obviously I can just sit here and smoke weed. I'm streaming. Like, it's pretty legit. It's pretty legit on the surface level. Still great. But we've been so conditioned to be so grateful for what we have that we are just now kind of realizing how extremely fucked up it really is. So while we do have, I mean, I will believe in astrology just because I'm not an astrologer, and we do have certain planetary alignments or star fixations that may influence people's decision making or a time or a phase. I just feel like we also have to come to accept the crushing reality that is reality. That's just not sweet. It's not been sweet. It's just the further we go into the future, the more aware we become of everything going on around us. Whereas before this, part of the human condition was to not know. It wasn't like ignorance is bliss. It wasn't a choice. It's just that before we had telecommunication, there wasn't a whole lot of good ways to update people on every single current event. It's like whatever happened in your community, you knew about. Anything major happening around the world, you knew about. But the daily struggles and the ways of life of the people in other nations wasn't really something that you were consciously aware of, right? I'm not saying it made things easier because they actually had much harder lives, but it makes this life, which does seem a lot easier. We have shelters, we have the internet, we have food at our disposal, but at the same time, we're like so self-aware that there's also war, famine, starvation, climate crisis, political crisis, just crisis in general. It's like a lot harder to swallow, especially with big pharma trying to shove the pills down your throat. You think that really works? Like, has it ever worked for anyone? Do you know anybody? Never mind. I'm not going to get into it. It's not a serious, it's a rhetorical question. And some people will do it for a few months here and there. And, like, maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. Anybody on that shit long term is not more than one. And I just think I could do that math. And it's a no for me personally. A dog. Who is this fucking Fifth Olsen right now? I don't know her. We don't even know her. Gemini behavior. Maybe it's their birthday. Somebody look that up. It's probably their fucking birthday. And I'm just like channeling my inner Olsen twin. It's fine. Yeah. I've been having a lot of thoughts like that lately. I've been having more personal thoughts and a lot of inner reflection on my own individual experience, but I try to relay the micro into the macro and see how other people might be feeling something similar or search for a reason, perhaps why, or even a time frame of when, because all things do come to an end, right? So when shall this time pass? This period, hopefully with Gemini season, even though Geminis are my favorite. And I think I'll die on the hill that Geminis are the sweetest people. They just are like chihuahuas, they bark and they bite and they're so fierce and can be very annoying, and I get that. But like they're not, this doesn't mean they're not all also, I was gonna say Pomeranians because they're so cute to me. But I think those are mean too. What are those little Maltese dogs I like? Why all the little dogs? I don't know, because Geminis have such a childlike energy. And something I noticed that was going around those weeks that we were all really, 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 really struggling. And like I said, people were randomly kind of reaching out. And I even reached out to others in these weird states. But I kept feeling like I don't want to call it a buzzword, but within maybe the spiritual community, if you will, it seemed like during that time that I was describing, the theme was inner child. Okay. And I think part of the reason we went with this title of Knowing the Unknown is because we are trying to learn and we are trying to get what we can out of the things that happen, or how else to put that, right? We want to learn. We want to know. And the unknown is really anything unexpected, or what's next, or anything that has yet to be seen or done, even experienced. And I think that I am someone who allowed their inner child to thrive. Why else would I come on here looking like a business clown if that child didn't dress myself, right? Always been in touch with my inner child. I never gave things up. There would be brief periods where I'd have a moment of crisis, like a quarter life crisis situation or something, where I might stray away from the things I love, but I have never denied myself of the things that I wanted or what I needed in any sense, right? So I feel pretty in touch with my inner child. That doesn't mean that child isn't hurting. It just means that I know how to cope, or how to teach that child to cope. And it's also made it easy to see the child in others. I started to notice people were acting like a child, and I started to feel like I was seeing them as a child, even if I didn't know them. And then I started seeing other people having that conversation. That's what I mean. It was definitely a theme, and I do think the childlike essence of Gemini being the time right now, especially transitioning from spring to summer, right? Where things are really just getting started, but we've found our footing, we've bloomed, but now we're blossoming. And I think it was a very appropriate time for people to kind of sit and reflect. And I hope that if you were struggling to understand yourself or where you were coming from, that maybe you can look within and see that there is a child in there who wants your attention. And sometimes it's good to check in and see how far you've come, see how much you've done of what you wanted to do back then. Because honestly, I didn't really have a lot of fucking hopes and dreams. Well, no, I had a lot of hopes and dreams. I didn't have a lot of goals or serious things I wanted to do as a kid. I just wasn't one of those people who dreamt of a college or like a career. Like I wanted peace on earth, baby. Like that's all I cared about. I wanted everybody who was starving to eat. That's what I would pray to God in my Catholic school. Yeah, stupid shit. That's why I still am like this, right? Not everyone is afforded that luxury. I understand that. That's not to say that it hasn't been a struggle to live this way. I just make it look incredibly fun and easy. That doesn't mean it necessarily is, right? Feed your inner child today. Your favorite candy, your favorite snack, your favorite soda or pop or whatever the fuck you want. Feed your inner child, whether it's with music or a project or something you haven't done since then, a game you liked to play, anything. Okay, just feed that inner child so you can continue to grow and let that child grow. Being in touch with my inner child also, and I think also being friends with people who are older than me helps me abolish the concept of aging. My numbers may be going up, and some people like to say they're leveling up. I just think I'm growing. I'm just simply growing. Everybody kind of teases you that once you hit a certain point, I forgot I never revealed my age here, so I still won't say until somebody figures it out. The process of growing never ends, but whether or not you're going up depends. I sometimes want to grow out. Sometimes I'm not so concerned about rising to the top of anywhere, but really reaching out and connecting to others and letting my roots go this way instead of this way. You know, like I want to be a vine, I want to be a bush or something. They say with a certain age comes pain and even more suffering, and it's maybe one of those things where it's like, oh, were you not already in pain before this point? I feel great. I feel fine. Nothing's different. I feel young, I feel youthful, I feel alive. Sorry that you feel that way, and this came as a shock that life hurts. Ouch. It's all in your mind. So the more you can get in touch with that inner child and connect with that inner child, I think the better off you'll be as an adult on your journey of growing up, growing out, or growing old, if that's what you want. Some people want that. Some people want to be old. They want to be cranky or cute or able to do whatever they want. You know, I personally do enjoy my youth, no matter how old I get. So, just random stuff like that's been on my mind. Sometimes I talk with no rhyme or reason, but maybe there's just something somebody is supposed to hear during this Gemini season. If you're feeling a little less confident, Leo season's a great time for confidence. You just have to really spend your Cancer season introspective, socializing, but also thinking. I would describe it that way. You go to a party and you're talking to people, but you are keeping it pretty shallow so that you can actually talk to yourself. Is that kind of a Cancer energy? I don't know a lot of Cancers, and if I do know them, I don't know them well. So you'd have to correct me if I'm wrong on that. That's kind of the vibe I'm hearing about Cancer season, where it's like, or opening up and having those conversations with people. Starting those awkward conversations. Hey, have you ever thought about, or, lately I've just been, and it's like, doing the work or thinking nostalgically or however it hits you, a little fidgety, but in a less anxious and more entertaining way, right? Slow, methodical movements. Not anxious picking and driving. So, again, sometimes I like to just jump on here, get some thoughts out of my head, smoke a little weed, get in the mood. But I am going to be switching to tarot quite soon. Probably give it another 5 minutes, in case I'm forgetting something I wanted to say, honestly. Sometimes I have little announcements. It's like, cool, you can watch a 20-minute video and get here, right? I am doing the love deck tonight. Pink deck, if you will, love readings, and the sexual magic tarot, which actually, I don't know what made me decide that. That seems like a lie. I don't post these on the internet because they are literal sex positions. So honestly, you know what? I've got an idea. You're not going to see the cards, but I will post some. And I'll tell you what you need to know without telling you what they are. How about? Because they're graphic. They are. They are graphic. It'll be fun. So, hello. I was just saying I'm about to switch to tarot. Probably give it another couple minutes. I just come on here to babble out some of my personal thoughts before I have to channel the general collective thoughts. We are focusing on love readings tonight because it's been a while and I burnt myself out on the other decks. I said that at the beginning of this and no one was here, so I'm repeating myself. Clown core, but from a business standpoint this evening. And if this light gets annoying at any point, let me know. I like it. I think it's cute and fun. I can make it not change colors. But I don't have to watch like the screen. I guess you don't either, right? I'm not asking you to, but if it gets annoying, just let me know. That's all. So yeah. Gemini season's all about focusing on your inner child. Cancer season's all about healing your outer adult. And Leo season is about having the confidence to put it all in action, move forward, shoot your shot, and do what you gotta do. Boom. I love it, dude. I love summertime. I am a spring baby, but oh man, do I love summertime. It's just too fun, even if it's too hot. I admit that, yes, in my later years, or in the planet's later years, I should say, I do prefer spring and autumn. Even though I've always liked summer, I've always liked the heat. I've always liked the vibe and the energy. But I admit, when it's real hot, I'm like, whew, I wish it would come down a little, you know? I used to not be like that. I was much more of a lizard. But hey, maybe that means the reptilian regime on Earth is over. I don't think that came out right, but maybe that's a good thing. I do often wonder if I was an alien, what like species I would be. I always figured reptilian, but maybe not if I don't like this heat. I'm pretty much ready to do tarot. I was just going to make this a 20-minute video. What else random things could I tell you? See, but the thing is, if I start something, it could become a tangent and be another 20 minutes. And it's hard to say if that's what we really want or if we want to get to these tarot decks. But then people keep coming in. That's the thing. On Twitch, you kind of got to give it time. I've just been rambling about stuff and how the world kind of sucks. But here we are doing our best, right? Trying, doing what we can. Just trying to put a smile on our faces. There's nothing else too but the tarot. It's important. I feel like I'm gonna be channeling more. I think I don't like falling out of touch with the necromancy as much. I think I do need to take breaks if I get a little too dark and a death seems too appealing. Not even in a depressing way, literally in like a, man, you guys are really selling me on that shit. And they're like, please, sweetie, that's not what we meant. It's just, remove fear. Don't add excitement. True. But then if I don't do it for a while, then I start to miss it. Or I just feel like my life gets a little more chaotic. So I do feel like there might be some messages. And I'm not gonna lie, I was listening to Frank Zappa right before this and kind of like all day. Even though, to be honest, San Bernardino was stuck in my head. And I know it's San Bernardino, but the song's San Bernardino. I wonder if he'd talk to me. I don't usually ask people, though. They just show up. Or somebody else will ask. And I don't have my Halloween oracle on me right now, so not sure, but I do feel like there are some like hardcore channel messages that are trying to come through, and I don't think they're all necessarily relevant to love, but maybe I'm just supposed to do it on my own. Don't need the text. It's been the whole point the whole time. I'm a channel and a medium, and this is a medium, you know. All right, so I broke my 20-minute mark. I think I'm going to switch to tarot. I'm probably not even going to take a break. When I get this feeling in my... It's almost like an instant of sleepiness, and then it comes back up, and it's like a readiness. Like I get tired because I have to stop what I'm doing, power down, and then boot back up to do what I came to do, which is... So, be back in a jumping jack flash, because... Oh gosh, I have horrible time management, and I will do my best. Thank you. Love you. See you in a minute.